Hello everyone. Let's see what is rational and let's see why we need to be rational. So first we will go why we need to be rational. We need to be rational to have a good health. Health is of two types, physical health and mental health. We all are aware about the physical health. We can have our parameters, we can have our lab testing and we can see that our physical health is okay or not. But what about mental health? If I am irrational, so how can I keep my mental health intact? How can I keep my physical health intact? So see, if I am a diabetic person and I am an irrational person and I start eating sweet again and again and again, so my diabetes will take toll on me. So I have to be rational to have a health, mental and physical. There is a very, it's very difficult to define mental health. So what is mental health? So mental health is in any given situation, if you are peaceful, then you are mentally healthy. Mental health is says that your emotions are in your control. That means you are mentally healthy. If you don't think in the circular manner, you are healthy. So we have tendency to think in a circular manner. That is not the mental health. Actually, we are not mentally healthy. That means. So if I want to be mentally healthy, I should be less disturbed. And when I will be less disturbed, when I have a rational thinking, then only I will be less disturbed. So first point why we want to be rational is first I want to have health, physical and mental both. Second point is to achieve goals. We have certain goals in our life, maybe short term, maybe long term, but we have certain goals. If I am rational, my path is towards my goals. But if I am irrational, I don't lead my life towards my goals. I all the time say I want to achieve that, I want to achieve this, but I don't because I am irrational, because my thinking pattern is faulty. So if I want to achieve my goals, I have to be rational. Goals should be smart. What is smart? Smart is sustainable, measurable, achievable, reliable and timely. Now I am quite a senior citizen. If I ask, if I tell myself I want to be a prime minister of this country, then this goal is not achievable, reachable, measurable and not at all timely. So do you understand how to keep our goals? So goals should be smart goals, any type, any short term, long term, any type of goal. But first thing I always tell ki you should know your goals. Many a times when I talk to people and I ask, what are your goals? They don't understand. They talk about the career, but career is one of the goals. So you have to see that what is my life goals? What I want to do in these 3 months, what I don't want to do in this 1 year. And if you want to achieve those goals, you have to be rational. Third point of why we want to be rational is to minimize the conflicts. What is conflict? Conflict is I want to do this, do the things and at the same time I don't want to do this. I am always in dilemma. I am always in two minds. That is a conflict. I have a conflict with myself and I have a conflict with others. That is we call as a intrapersonal conflict and interpersonal conflict. To minimize that conflict, I need to be rational. See, if I get the job in government and my value says I am not going to be corrupt, I will not take any single pay from anybody and I am in a government job and that job demands to have a money transaction and I am not comfortable but I need a job. So I am in dilemma. What to do? Whether to compromise with the values or don't compromise with the values. So these type of dilemmas, this is quite a big dilemma I am telling, this is a value dilemma. But in a small thing, which dress should I wear, this or that, which sabji I make, this or that. These small conflicts also we have because we don't have clarity in our mind. Rational thinking gives us a clarity. There is okay, this you have to do means this you have to do and that clarity minimizes a conflict. Intrapersonal conflicts are quite difficult to resolve than an interpersonal conflict. I have a conflict with myself constantly. Do you understand that? Have you ever realized those conflicts? Please try to understand, please introspect, you will come with the conflicts. And to resolve this conflict, one has to be rational. So, to minimize the conflicts, we have to be rational. And fourth is, we want to live happily in any given situation. Living happily is my choice. I have a right to be happy, isn't it? I have a right. I have a right to be happy. So, in any given situation, I always think that let this situation pass, I will be happy. No, no. The situation may be bad, situation may be difficult, but I can choose to live happily. And that happiness, when it comes, where it is in my rational thinking. I can keep my cool, I can keep my peace, I can keep my direction in any given situation when I am rational. So, I want to be rational because first thing is to have good physical and mental health, second thing is to achieve my goals, third thing is to minimize the conflicts intrapersonal and interpersonal, and fourth thing is to be happy in any given situation. So, these are the 4 points why I want to be rational. Now, the next part is, what is rational? What is rational? This is the biggest question mark actually. To whom we can say is a rational person? Rational is always fact based. Rational has a scientific way of handling the whole situation. Rational is objective. There are no emotional colors are mixed in the situation. So, rational we can see with the naked eye. As a third party I can see. So, that is very, very objective. Fact finding is very difficult. In the science it is easily we can find H2O is water, 2 times hydrogen and 1 time oxygen makes a water, and it is applicable to any place in the world. But while dealing with the interpersonal relationships, while dealing with the society, how can we come to the fact? So, it is very difficult to see the fact. It is very difficult to be objective always all the time. But when you think rationally, when you have rational views, you are near to the fact. And when you are near to the fact, it is very easy to deal with. You will get the starting point. When someone comes to you and say, this is my situation, instead of going into the details of why this has happened, you can say, okay, now tell me what are you going to do further, how to go about it. So, you get a starting point when you see objectively, and objectivity is the rule of a science. It's a science, and rational emotive therapy is based on the scientific view. So, rational is fact based. Second is, rational is flexible. What is flexible? Flexible means adaptable, flexible means adjustable. Yes, this is the meaning of flexibility, but in rational emotive therapy the meaning is little different. This is, we call it as a attitudinal flexibility. We should have to have attitudinal flexibility. How I perceive, the person in front of me may not perceive the same, it may be different. So, I have to respect his views. I may not agree with his views, but I can respect his views. That is, Albert Ellis expects the flexibility. One should be flexible, rational is flexible. And third is, rational is non-evaluative. It never evaluates, it never labels. If I start labeling the people, I may be biased and I cannot give them the fullest. I cannot understand them in a fullest way. So, non-evaluation is very big thing. It is actually value based. It has a value. Why should I label people? Who am I to label people? Who am I to evaluate the people? So, non-evaluation is the value actually, and rational is non-evaluative. If I do not have sufficient data, how can I evaluate? In the research, there is a evaluation when they have a sufficient data. When my interpersonal relationship, I really do not have a sufficient data. So, non-evaluation makes me the rational. So, I do not label, I take the person, I take the situation as if it is a new situation for me. So, if I label, if I evaluate the situation, I become biased, and biases are always misleading. prejudices are always misleading. So, non-evaluative is rational. So, what we have seen in this module? First thing, why we need to be rational. So, there are 4 points we have seen, and then we have seen what is rational. First is a fact based, second is rational is flexible, and rational is non-evaluative. Do you understand this? So, we will see in the next module actually what is the A, B, C, D, E theory in the next module.